All right, let's send it over to the Weather Center where meteorologist Colleen Campbell has a fresh look at your forecast.
Yeah, that's right. We got the 11 o'clock updates here minutes ago. Let's go over it. So just an overview of the tropics. We still have TD9, Tropical Depression 9. This was potential Tropical Cyclone 9, but it did organize a little bit more to be considered a tropical depression. Eventually, it will be Tropical Storm Imelda. It's not quite there yet. And then, of course, we have Hurricane Umberto, which is now a Category 5 hurricane. We got that strengthening earlier today, that rapid intensification. But back to Tropical Depression 9 over the Bahamas right now, bringing plenty of rain as well as wind. Tropical storm conditions will continue in the Bahamas, especially the northwestern section of the Bahamas, over the next 24 hours. Looking at the track, you see a lot of watches and warnings here. We're going to go over those in just a second, but more of a northerly track end. The 5 p.m. update tonight from earlier this evening was something that we'd like to see. Notice how the Carolinas are now out of the cone, but remember, the impacts and the effects can still be felt outside of the cone. We witnessed that here with Helene last year. We were outside of the cone, but we were also on the dirty side. So we had all that storm surge and all that wind with that counterclockwise rotation. Thankfully, they are on the cleaner side, but they are still expecting some effects of erosion, strong rip currents, as well as coastal flooding for these areas that will be parallel to where Tropical Depression 9, eventually Imelda, is going. But look at this too. We like this trend that's getting pulled out to sea, and we'll go over why in just a second. I wanted to show you the spaghetti models because if anybody tuned in just 24 hours ago, the models were in a big disagreement. Some of them were still going toward the coast. Some of them were going out to the east. Now, most of them, there's only a few outliers going out to the east. That is a trend we certainly like to see. The reason for that, Umberto is strong and it's going to work as a magnet and pull in Imelda. Looking at our watches and warnings, we have a tropical storm watch highlighted in the yellow here for the Florida coast, the east coast only. Tampa Bay will not be affected by this. And then we have the tropical storm warnings that are in effect for those areas just outside the coast along Florida. That extends all the way down to Miami-Dade County and, of course, the Bahamas, where TD9 is currently placed. Hurricane Umberto is huge, right? It's strong. It has 160-mile-per-hour winds, and look at that eye. Stadium effect here, textbook hurricane, right? When you look at satellite imagery, I mean, it is just amazing, these systems, how strong they can get, rapid intensification. As you can see, the cone really didn't change that much, but Bermuda is now slightly outside of the cone as well. So that will be helpful for our friends over there. Still going to be a major Category 3 hurricane as it passes by Bermuda. But what we like to see is the scenario where Umberto is strong enough that it's pulling Imelda away from the coast once Imelda does form and makes that journey up north. As we look at our local weather here, we have this stalled out front that's been helping us out. Think of this like a shield. It's basically holding the tropics away from coming closer onto the Florida peninsula. Certainly something we like to see. Our weather will be drier tomorrow. We had a couple downpours earlier today. That's because that front moved through. That front will stall out closer to the coast and work to block any tropical activity. 76 for tonight. Not a bad forecast when you look at our 7-day. It's all regular routine weather for us. However, we will continue to track the tropics for our friends over on the East Coast. Again, a much better picture that we're seeing here. We would like that track a little further out to the east, but those nice improvements, good news for today.